Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We have a new video for you that I want to talk about. This particular video involves a YouTube racist, a known felon, who pretty much threatened to unalive men or just people for parking next to him. That's right. And I want to talk about this because there may be a possible threat to civilians in the environment where this particular individual live. Now, I want to make sure that I caution you about who this guy is. Number one, he's a Black Hebrew Israelite. Right. In case you don't know, right? Black Hebrew Israelites, they believe that the white man is the devil. This is what they believe. A lot of them are very hateful towards whites. They have a disdain for them. They believe that they're the enemy. So a lot of his hate for white people is built from the religious cult that he follows. And he will use God as a way to justify his hate. Right? So now we have to understand that. Number two, he hates Donald Trump. So he's a member of a cult. He hates Donald Trump. And finally, he hates white people. This is what he pretty much believes. And I want to prove all of this because it's something that needs to be talked about, you know? And shout out to Brainwaves in the building. He actually talked about this particular video that I'm going to air. And he brought awareness to this. And this is actually my first time speaking on it. So hopefully we could get the word out there so people could be forewarned, because this guy is a known felon. But he's in videos claiming that he drives around armed and dangerous with weapons that he's not really supposed to have in his person. He's even seen in videos going to gun ranges. If you're a felon, you're not supposed to be at the gun range either. But see, the reason why he's able to go at the gun range is because most gun ranges, they don't do background checks to see, you know, what your status is. So when you see a lot of these people on social media, don't think for a minute that a lot of them are legit. A lot of these guys could be terror cells. They could be people that are loose cannons that are prepared to unalive people. Now, he did a video about a white guy that made some terroristic threats of taking out black people. Now, my purpose for doing this video, guys, is a lot of these content creators that are black, right? They never focus on the black issues. They never focus on crime that's in the black community. The men that are killing kids, the men that are sexually assaulting children, women that beat their man up and unalive their men. They never talk about these particular stories. They always have content that stir up race wars. So what I want to do is make sure that I prepare you first before we get into the actual content so that you're aware of what's going on. I'm going to play his video. We're going to start it off. He's going to start to talk about this guy that you see on the screen, right? Then he's going to talk about race wars. That's going to be like the first thing he brings out there. For some reason, he want a race war to exist. He want white people and black people to fight. He want us all to kill one another. I don't know why, but this is what's in his heart. And I think it's because of the religious cult that he's a part of. Y'all all know what happened with the Jim Jones situation where he killed all those people with the poison. Then you have various other lunatics in these religious cults that get people riled up. If this guy is supposed to be a Bible believer, shouldn't he be leading people to Jesus Christ? Shouldn't he be leading people to repentance? No, what he wants is a race war. That's what he wants. And it's not going to be good because a race war doesn't solve any problems, but this is the level of hate that's in his heart for white people. And I believe he lives around white people. So if you're a white family, you should be concerned about the neighbors that you got. I'm not saying that if somebody's black, you ought to be concerned. This guy, you should be concerned because he's a felon and he bears arms. He talks about it in videos. He wanted to kill some men that parked right next to him, guys. Literally in a public parking lot where anybody can park. This man was caught on live basically saying, I got that thing on me. You know, these people parking next to me. This is crazy. I don't know what they're doing. We're going to get into that, guys. So let me roll the tape. What we're going to look at first, guys, is the video that he made today talking about the white guy that the feds pretty much already apprehended, right? The feds already got that guy. That guy is no threat to society no more. But this guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. He's not supposed to own any guns. Not supposed to have guns. Not supposed to be at the gun range. But at the same time, he said some questionable things, which is similar to what the white guy said in regards to his tweet that he wanted to unalive 30,000 black people. This black guy above is a felon, and he said something on camera that I feel pose a threat to the general public, because if he's carrying an illegal firearm and he's making threats at pedestrians and motorists and people just for parking next to him, ain't no telling what can happen in the future. Because you never know with everybody crashing out in society. So now let's play his video. Let's play the first video. Let me see if I got that one. Yeah, let's play this one. Listen carefully, guys.
Salute, salute. Ladies and gentlemen, the race war has started.
Put a 1 in the chat if everything is good with the stream. You guys have to communicate with me. If you guys are viewing a live stream and it's not going good, things are tweaking, something ain't right, you got to say something. Don't just kind of just sit there and just, you know, you got to let me know what's going on, right? Because I need to know that all the audio and everything is going through perfect so that everybody that's viewing is able to hear what we're saying and there's no hiccups. Because it's happened many times where I would play back the video and like it's all choppy and words are missing. So you said all is well? Okay, appreciate it. Okay, so let me start that back from the top and get into this content. And make sure you hit the like button one time too. Let's go.
Salute, salute. Ladies and gentlemen, the race war has started.
Wow.
That's right. It has begun, y'all.
Now, notice this, guys. Notice this. I just started a live stream. I've been on for 9 minutes. We have somebody that walk in. They said, no, Ringo, the white supremacists threatened to kill blacks because of the attack in Ohio. Sir, do you go this hard in the paint for black folk that sell drugs in the black community? Crickets. Do you point out the drug dealers, the gang members? Do you point them out to law enforcement in the black community? Do you do that, sir? Oh, you don't, right? Yeah, I know. That's my problem. My problem is that that gentleman that pretty much wanted to unalive 30K black people is in federal custody, right? So he's the least of your worries. You got problems in the black community that are affecting black folk every day. And you don't do anything about it. No, you don't. Don't say yes, you do. You don't do anything about it. You have not turned in any drug dealers. You haven't turned in any gang members. You're not vocal about none of these things. You're not doing anything. Your first initial thought was white supremacists. It's because you hate white people. Just admit you hate white people. Let's not sugarcoat it here, right? Let's just be honest. For once in your life, just be honest. Just say that you hate white people. Just say that. I would have more respect for you if you just be honest. You know? I remember when I was working on the 9 to 5, there was a gentleman that was a worker, right? A white guy. And he was like, he don't like black people. And he said, but you're cool. This is what he said to me. Straight. I had no choice but to respect the fact that he was straight. Now, I'm not going to look at him and reciprocate the same energy. I don't know what happened to him in his life. I don't know if somebody did something to him. He probably got robbed. His daughter probably got beaten and killed by a black guy, and he just had a problem with black people. That's his issue. But I had a job to do, and I just respect the fact that he was straightforward. And he made it very clear. He said he works around blacks. He lives around blacks, but he said he don't like black people. He said they always committing crimes and bringing drugs and doing X, Y, and Z. I don't know what his experience is. But at least he admitted, unlike you, unlike a lot of black folk who hate white people with a passion and they hide behind Jesus Christ. They hide behind, I'm religious or I'm a Bible believer and shalom, shalom, but they hate white people with a passion. And see, what I learned as a content creator is I got all sorts of people that come to my platform, all different race, background, and creeds. So I cannot be a racist and run a platform. But that individual right there, he hates white people. He hates them. And he want a race war. This is what he want, guys. And my job is to bring awareness to the hypocrisy of what this individual is doing. He threatened to unalive people for parking next to him. That's how paranoid he is. If he's that crazy and he's carrying an illegal firearm, the FBI need to be involved. They need to search his house. They need to find the weapons and remove him. Because for a known felon to be driving around armed, that's against the law. And as a content creator, being that I'm aware of this, my job is to make it a very public issue. Because that's no different if I'm in the black community and there's drug dealers all around. You should say something. A lot of black folk don't say nothing. They got crime all over the black community. They don't march. They don't sweep the community. They don't clean the community. They don't do anything. But when they come to social media, they become outraged over what a white supremacist is doing. But what about the black supremacists? What about the black power people? What about the black power people who hate white people? Do you support them? Oh, of course not. Well, you're going to act like you don't, but really you do. Like the groups that be like Black Power and they just hate white people, those groups. You support them, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with you loving your people first. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of these groups are racist, hate groups, all of them. All of them are hate groups. Whether it's a white group or a black group, it's all hate groups. Think about how many times in the black community, blacks talk the same way that white guy is talking in terms of he wanted to unalive people. Black folk talk the same way. It's just that it's not recorded. It's not published for the world to see. I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like when people act like their house is clean when it's dirty. When you visit somebody's house and you knock the door and they be like, you caught me in a bad time. No, it's not a bad time. The house is dirty. They don't want you to come in and see the truth. So let's get back into the content, because this guy here, this racist, known felon YouTuber, is seeking a race war. That's what he wants to happen in America right now. And he want that to happen so that he can have content to make videos. Listen again.
Salute, salute. Ladies and gentlemen,
You could keep on super chatting. We'll take all your money, as much as you can. You said you snitch. Now, this is the black man. Check this out, guys. Let's make sure that we publish your comment so that the world can see what you got to say. Let's see. I mean, you should at least super chat $100. That would be much better than $1.99. But I understand you're broke, so. But let me put your comment on the screen so that we could pretty much entertain you for a bit, right? Now, this is the black community, guys. This guy here, the black man. He said, you snitch. Now, first of all, a snitch is a person that is partnered with someone who commit a crime. In other words, if I robbed a bank, right? Or let's just say if me and that YouTuber robbed a bank, right? And for whatever reason, I got caught. And he had the money. I got caught. He got the money. And they tell me, look, you're about to do 25 years. And I'm like, man, I know this dude. So hold up. He just out. Man, you know what? I'm telling him he was with me too, bro. That's a snitch. A snitch is someone who was a willing participant in a crime, and he told on a person that he was committing a crime with. That's a snitch. See, in the black community, that's what we got to deal with. We got to deal with kind of degenerates like that right there. Weirdos that would call somebody a snitch because of me letting the public know about the illegal activity of what black men are doing in the black community. You just had somebody in the live chat that said they call out the gang members, the drug dealers, and so on and so forth. But we don't know that because that person don't have his actions in public. Me, I'm doing this live. But notice how I'm called a snitch. Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? The black community is calling me the snitch for speaking on the fact that you have a known felon with a firearm. I'm pretty sure that guy who donated the $2 most likely is a felon who is armed and dangerous. Do you see my point, guys? Birds of a feather flock together. And that's the problem. That's exactly what the issues is in America today. You have somebody else says, Ringo, you lame as F. Well, then why are you watching me? If I'm lame, why are you watching me? Think about that. You got to be weird if you're watching me, if I'm lame, even though I'm not. But the point is, this is what I'm talking about, guys. The black community is full of problems. And when you address these problems as a black man, the black community hates you. So my point is this. Why is this black racist YouTuber addressing a situation that involves white people? Let the white community deal with those people. The feds already got him. The feds were quick, and they were able to stop him before he carry out his diabolical plan. But now, who stops the black terrorists? Who stops the black criminals that are in the black community? Who stops them? You see, this is what the black community deals with. People don't address these issues, guys. In the black community, they are silent on all of these matters. You got thugs running rampant. People can't even go to the stores in the black community because they got to be afraid of getting shot. You got drug dealers selling drugs right in front of the projects, right in the hood. You got women coming home from work. They're scared because they got to deal with ninjas all day. Right? Now, is it legal for a felon to own a gun? No. So if this guy is out in the public doing this, how am I a snitch when he was on camera doing this? How am I snitch? He snitched on himself. You ever heard of self-snitching? He self-snitched on himself. He's a felon. And he told the world that he got that thing on him and you don't want me to pull this thing out. Basically threatening to unalive people. Matter of fact, let's get to that video first. Since everybody want to talk about a snitch, let's get to that content.
They turned the media against them on purpose. That's what they did. And they gathered a cult-like following for him because those who were quote-unquote conspiracy theorists and those who know the truth, they was rallying behind Trump. And what they ended up doing was they purposely put Biden in there to bring the country to ruins even more, right? So much so that we'll be begging for Trump. We'll be begging for another person in office. And then they brung Trump back into office. And now he has our full trust because we seen how wicked the other side was.
Do you see he has a hatred for Trump?
And now they playing a game of it's a smoke. They were a smoke screen. It was a smoke screen the whole time. And now the operation is get people to trust artificial intelligence. Yeah, they played the whole bait and switch, the whole Hegelian dialect. They pulled it. They pulled it off, and it worked. It worked. I see channels, prominent channels, acting like Trump and Elon are some type of messiahs. Like they really helping society. It's like y'all always looking for man to save us, bro. I don't know what these two Sprinter vans just pulled up. I don't know what they on. Out of this big ass parking lot. Why the hell they pull up by me though? Like, look, out of all those spaces, like I don't get it. Out of all these spaces, y'all want to pull up right next to me. Like, yeah, get your ass out of here. Get your weird ass out of here. All these damn spaces. You want to pull up next to me for what? Man, anyway, like I was saying, man, they pulled a bait and switch on us. Yeah, look, y'all ever be in y'all car eating or something? Like you out and about and you just eating and it'll be a parking lot, like a parking lot that's empty. And somebody just pull up right by you and you just like, why? What's the actual purpose of that? They don't want me reaching for this glove box.
They don't want me reaching for this glove box because people are parking in a parking lot. And yet he's talking about some white guy that plotted to take out 30,000 blacks, but he's in a parking lot, a public parking lot. And he's so paranoid that he's saying, you don't want me to reach in this glove box. So basically, this YouTuber is threatening to kill people for just parking next to him. In 4K, we're seeing this. Where's the feds when you need them? And again, he is a felon. He's not supposed to have no gun. So the feds need to be on to this particular YouTuber because ain't no telling what he possibly have done or what he planning on doing. Anybody that would be in a vehicle saying this on camera, live, gotta be crazy. The man literally said, you don't want me to reach in this. Nobody did nothing to him. But he was threatening to reach in the glove compartment to pull out a gun, which is illegal. Let's go.
Don't want me reaching for this glove box.
Wow. Listen again. Look how he's looking at everybody. Suspicious, paranoid. This is the same guy who's telling everybody about race wars.
They don't want me reaching for this glove box.
Wow.
Yeah, the NPCs deployed. And then he pulled over there to do what? To pull right out?
First of all, what you don't understand is, because see, this guy, when you're this paranoid and crazy, what actually happened was the van that you see there, right? The guy jumped out of that van and walked to the side while the other guy that pulled in, they end up taking his vehicle. You ever been in a situation where you park your car and you jump in your partner's vehicle to go do a job, but you left your car right there in a parking lot? That's exactly what took place, guys. The guy that was driving the other van got out of the van, walked to the side, his partner reversed, and he jumped in, and they left. That's all that was. But because this guy is so paranoid, he felt that they came there to harm him, so he got to reach in the glove compartment. That's how weird these type of sickos are. Now imagine this demon is driving around, this narcissist, with a gun, and everybody who parked next to him, he's threatened by that, and he feel he need to pull out a gun. So if you're at a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Walmart, this particular individual may be the next individual on the news for unaliving an old lady in a parking lot.
Man, that's weird.
Let me rewind it back a little bit.
Don't want me reaching for this glove box. Yeah, them NPCs deployed. And then he pulled over there to do what? To pull right out?
Why is he worried about people pulling up and pulling out? Who worries about people that much?
Come on, man. That's weird. Yeah, but like I'm saying, like, look, we in the Matrix. It's like we are the glitch in the Matrix. We're those who are not supposed to see.
Do you think he has, or wait, the question is, do I think he personally has a gun? Yes and no. No, because typically anybody that is a gun owner, number one, you shouldn't even be talking about what you got, right? That's the last thing you want anybody to know. Men that are scared and paranoid, they always talking about they got their gun on them. Normally they don't. They're just scared, paranoid. So they figure by them saying it, then it'll probably make people go away. It'll repel a threat, or it'll make people that see him live, they may be like, but wait a minute, he got a gun. You know what? Let me not go up. But just because you have a gun doesn't mean nobody else have guns. So in most cases, he probably don't have anything on him and just talking ish. But then again, he may have it on him. You get what I'm saying? Because you never know, because of these psychos, they can gain access to weapons from someone else, meaning he can't legally purchase it, but he could be living with someone that can legally purchase a gun. You see what I mean? Meaning he can't own the gun legally, but if he has a partner, a woman who can get the gun for him, then he could drive around with it. So you really never know. The whole thing is, if he's a known felon, he's not supposed to be even talking like this on video. That alone will get law enforcement involved. So I hope that pretty much answers the question, but let's get back to the content.
It's like we are the glitch in the matrix. We're those who are not supposed to see. I see everything that's going on. One thing about it, I'm observant. I see exactly what the system doing right now. I see exactly what kind of games they playing.
He has an issue with the system. He's one of those type of people that will rile people up to go to war with the government. You got to be careful of guys like this.
Somebody says, I be sitting by the river once in a blue sky. Suddenly people show up in the morning, weekdays, shaking my head. Yeah. It's like, look, I'm going to tell you, man, these NPCs are like, even this one right here. I don't know why they park right there. It's still a whole parking. It's like a whole parking lot.
He's still concerned about somebody else that's parked next to him too, guys.
But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, it's partly because it's just an energy. It's an energy that we have, man. And the NPCs be triggered in real time. Somebody said, I keep my company at least one all the time. Legit, exactly. Got to have that company with you. I got mine with me. I got that black and gold piece right now.
He said he got that black and gold piece right now. Do you see it? This is what's going on, guys. See, he want you to be concerned about race wars and white men killing black men, but look who we see in his car making threats to people that are just parking next to him. Imagine you coming out with your wife and kids, and you got this lunatic ninja on the side of you going live talking about, I got that gold and black piece. And, I don't know why these people park next to me. Like he controls, like it's a private parking lot for him only when it's public. This doesn't make any sense. This is crazy, man.
Somebody said, I keep my company at least one all the time. Legit, exactly. Got to have that company with you. I got mine with me. I got that black and gold piece right now. Make no mistake about it.
Listen.
Quick draw McGraw out here. I don't play no kind of games.
Which means he's ready to kill people.
Nah, not at all. And I love going to the range, so I ain't sloppy with it.
He said he loved going to the gun range, guys. But he's a felon. He's not supposed to be at no gun range. How are you at a gun range and you got a long rap sheet? That don't make no sense. You're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be at no gun range, to be honest with you. Let me see if I can pull something up on the screen real quick. Let me see. Where we at? Okay. In Georgia, convicted felons are typically prohibited from owning or possessing firearms. Let me see. Hold on, guys. See if I can put this on the screen. Yeah. In Georgia, convicted felons are typically, and that's just pretty much everywhere. In Georgia, convicted felons are typically prohibited from owning or possessing firearms. This restriction is a result of Georgia law, which aims to prevent individuals with felony convictions from having access to weapons. A violation of this law can result in serious criminal charges, including possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And he is a felon. And he's not even supposed to be at a gun range. He's not even supposed to be at a gun range, guys. So when he talked about being at a gun range, you're not even supposed to be doing that. right? Let me see if I could get that on the screen. Okay, let's see. Okay. Right. So it says gun range shops in North Carolina and generally across the U.S. are not required to verify the background of individuals using their ranges. See, this is where he's able to get in. So when you have these guys that are at the gun range, it may look cool when you see them there, you know, testing out different weapons. They look cool. But the reason why they're able to do that is because most gun ranges aren't required to verify the background of individuals using their ranges, including those who rent firearms. While gun stores selling firearms are mandated to conduct background checks through the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, this requirement does not extend to the rental or usage of firearms on a shooting range. So that's why they're able to get to the range, and you know, you see them with rifles and different handguns, and it looks cool and it makes it look like they're Rambo, right? And don't be confused. This guy is a felon, right? And he's walking around telling the world that he got guns in his car, making threats on a live stream, on a public platform like YouTube, against innocent civilians who are just parking their vehicles, just trying to go about their day. That's diabolical and satanic, if you ask me. You know, let's get back at the content.
Ain't sloppy at all.
Meaning that when he shoot, he's going to hit his target.
Only thing about that, if it come out, that thing getting used.
You see that? So if he draw the gun, he said it's going to get used. Meaning he's not just going to pull the gun out of the gun compartment. He's going to shoot somebody. A known felon on YouTube making terroristic threats to pedestrians who park in a parking lot on video in 4K for the feds. And you wondering why the other day he had police that was parked outside his house. It could be that they watching him due to social media. You know, it could be that. But it's things like this that the feds get a hold of, and then they pay you a visit at your house via your IP address.
Company is being used. If it comes out, that's it.
Imagine you got a troll coming in here saying Ringo think he's God. This channel lost credibility. Man, get out of here. Credibility. I don't need your credibility. I stand on my own. Let's go.
Look, Christ himself in Luke said, if you can get you two of them, get two of them.
Do you see how he's twisting scriptures? So now he's saying that Christ is saying, go get two guns. Christ said, if you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword. That's what Christ said. Christ said, if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. He didn't tell you to go get guns and drive around in a vehicle and make threats to random people that are just doing their job. You know, one of my neighbors have those same kind of vans that he used for business. Matter of fact, it's a couple of the neighbors out here that got those very same kind of vans. And they use it for work. The other guy got out of the vehicle and jumped into his partner's van, probably to go do a job. In other words, we don't need two vehicles to go to the job.
Sell your cloak to buy a shield or buy a sword. The disciples was like, what if I got two of them? Hey, that'll do.
So in other words, what he's saying is that Jesus Christ is mandating all of us men to go get guns and start to threaten people. And remember, all of this is coming from his religion. Remember, he's a black Hebrew Israelite, and he believed that white people are the devil. This is what his cult believes. Let's get back at the content.
That will do.
See, if you have a belief in God, that's not the problem. So I'm not here to discourage you if you have faith in Jesus Christ or belief in the Bible or whatever the case is. He's following a cult that believe that the white man is the devil. But he's not talking about the black devils that are destroying the black community. He's not even addressing that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you got to stay dangerous out here.
Wow.
Got to stay dangerous.
Dangerous.
And be ready so you ain't never gotta get ready.
Wow.
That going everything, brothers. Make sure your hands is right too. Shadow box every day if you can. If you get the time to, shadow box every day.
For what? To prepare for a race war? Or to deal with all the problems in the black community? Do you see what he's doing? So he's basically encouraging people to, prepare themselves for war. That's what he's doing, guys.
Telling. Somebody said a year ago, wouldn't have made it. I was really in security duty. Yeah, brass knuckles too. We look, we all.
He said brass knuckles too. That's illegal. He said brass knuckles too. Brass knuckles too. He's suggesting that you get brass knuckles, guys. Let's see that, guys. Let me do this real quick. Da, 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 bum, 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 bum. We got to hold black folk accountable for their criminality, and that's pretty much it. Let me see. It says brass knuckles are legal in some states in the U.S., but illegal in others. Many states have restrictions on possessions or carrying, while some prohibit them altogether. So he's basically saying, get your brass knuckles, get everything to do what? To harm people. That's all a part of what he's trying to stir up in terms of the race war that he's getting people ready for. That's how sick this individual is, guys.
I said it in a song, man. We the warriors. We the warriors, the priests, and the intellects. As the Most High's men, we got to be warriors, priests, and intellects, especially in 2025.
In other words, like you said, Christina says, instead of telling people about the Most High, he telling them how to be violent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why when it comes to these religious content creators, you got to turn them off because they're a horrible influence. You're supposed to be teaching people repentance, but instead he want you to be violent towards people. Let's get back to the other content. Let's go.
Salute. Ladies and gentlemen, the race war has started. That's right. It has begun, y'all.
Imagine a man coming on YouTube talking about the race war has started when there is no race war. At least not in the real world. Because you can't do that on your job or you'll be fired. Everybody knows that. So this race war is only on social media, according to him.
So I don't know if y'all caught this news, right? But the FBI just arrested a man who was assembling groups of militants to take out 30,000 of our people. And I got to definitely react to this because we are on the precipice of a race war. And I've been saying that for some months now. And when you look at what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jim Crow 2.0. Now I want you to think about this. There's a whole system that y'all thought was buried in the past, but it has been resurrected. Racism just been rebranded. This is the new America. Now I want y'all to think about it. You got whites only towns. They're still thriving in 2025. They're not even hiding it.
Listen.
You got race-specific news that subtly spread division, fear, whitewash narratives.
Notice everything with him is white, white, white. White, white, white. That's it. He ain't talking about nothing black that's affecting the black community from black people. How come he's not focusing on the issues that black people do so that we can have better communities? He's talking about issues that don't affect none of us. White people don't live in the black community. And if they do, they act just like them. You know, the hood white people that sound and talk black just like black folk. So whatever's going on in the white community is not affecting the black community. So how come he's not focusing on the issues that affect the black community every day? He's trying to stir up hate. That's what he's trying to do. He wants you to believe somebody's trying to kill you. But last time I checked, all the crime in the black community is being done by black people every day, not white people. Y'all know it. Y'all just too ashamed to say the truth. See, I speak straight. I don't sugarcoat. But this is happening every day.
We thought segregation.
And shout out to Cedric. Shout out to you for the $50 support sponsoring the show. Just noticed that. And Gold Nugget, shout out to you. Says stay blessed. Right? Let's listen back at the content.
Sundown towns.
Let me rewind that back. You didn't probably hear that.
Decades ago, but we got sundown towns.
Look at that.
They still
Sundown towns
exist. You ask the wrong person in the wrong zip code, and they'll tell you straight up, hey, listen, if you get caught here after dark,
You see what he's saying? So what he's basically implying is that if you're black and you go to a sundown town, that after dark, they are going to lynch you. That's what he's basically putting out there in the universe. And he's supposed to be a Bible believer that believes in Jesus Christ. He's planting fear in you, making you believe that there are certain towns that don't allow black people to be in those towns. Listen to that again, guys.
Wrong zip code.
Hold on. Let's go back.
I mean, think about this. We thought segregation ended decades ago, but we got sundown towns. They still exist. You ask the wrong person in the wrong zip code, and they'll tell you straight up, hey, listen, if you get caught here after dark, they finna string you up. And now we got crowd-funded racism. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, because I'm not going to just talk about a race war without telling you specifically how it's being waged, because it's being waged in every which way, right? Now, I want y'all to peep this news, right? Let's get to it. Dayton man arrests by FBI for making threats. Now, this is right after the Cincinnati self-defense situation took place, where a Russian man walked up in the hood. Well, not even in the hood. He was downtown.
Now listen to this racist stuff that he's about to say. You notice how he slipped and said he walked up into the hood. He's calling the situation that happened, in Cincinnati. He's basically saying that though that situation was a self-defense situation. No, it was a mob of ninjas that jumped some Russian folk and beat up a woman, busted her up real good. They kicked up the white man in the face, did them real, real dirty, right? He's saying that that was a self-defense situation. And I still got an update video that I can do about that. Let's go.
At a jazz festival, a Russian guy, along with his Russian buddies, decided that they wanted to lay hands on our people. And they got mollywopped and jolly stomped. And, they took an L that night. But now the media is now spinning a narrative, a whitewash narrative.
You hear the baby in the background crying? That's on his end, not mine.
Like, all our people are savages and all of this, all this type of nonsense. Well, there seemed to be one of these race soldiers who decided that he wanted to really cause some harm and damage to our community.
But black people cause damage and crime in the community. How come you ain't talking about that? That's the thing that I got a problem with. It's not like I'm trying to ignore crimes from white folk, because I cover all crimes, whether they're white crimes, black crimes. I cover all criminals, all stories. I'm 100% fair and balanced. The issue that I got with this guy is that he's a hypocrite. Number one, he was threatening to unalive people just for parking next to him. He's a known felon with an illegal firearm, but he's talking about a white guy who basically wanted to unalive some black folk. That's pure hypocrisy.
Peep the news, though.
11, a Dayton man is in custody after sharing a tweet threatening to kill 30,000 people.
30-year-old Scott Michael Hanna was arrested this morning by the FBI and appeared in court this afternoon. 2 News reporter Evan Bales is live in the newsroom after talking with some neighbors about what happened. Evan?
Brooke, Jack Hanna is facing 5 years in prison for a tweet put out on X yesterday, and he's charged with making an interstate communication with a threat to injure. The FBI showed up this morning after that tweet caught their attention.
Now think about it. If the FBI went to his house and they was going to unalive him, not unalive, but they were going to arrest him and he's going to be getting 5 years just for a tweet, then what would this guy get if the FBI pretty much see his YouTube video where he's busy making threats that he's going to go in his glove compartment just because somebody's parked next to him? And how he's good with that weapon and he can shoot the range and do X, Y, and Z. Isn't that the same thing, guys? Isn't it the same? Isn't it on the same line? You can't be in your car looking at people next to you and be like, yo, I got my gun ready. You know what I'm saying? You're paranoid. You're weird. You're crazy at this point. You got people that park at parking lots all the time. And you know, there may be some truth to the fact that sometimes people park next to you. That happens all the time. It happens to me. And sometimes I always be like, you know, there's a whole bunch of parking spots because, you know, I'm very protective of my vehicle. I don't like being next to nobody. You know what I mean? Because people like to open their doors and they don't open their door and get out their car. They just open their damn door. You know what I mean? And hit your car. So sometimes people do park next to you. But to be in your car paranoid talking about, oh, I got my gun ready. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You know? Let's go.
Called me and said, you won't believe it, but the police are out here.
This is the scene that greeted Scott Michael Hanna's neighbors. Federal agents surrounding his home, shouting for him to surrender himself to the police.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of the white folk that was in that community probably was shocked because they're probably like, wow, this is a nice, quiet neighborhood, nice community, suburban neighborhood. You know, what's going on out here? Who in the world? Because, you know, people be thinking that in white communities that everybody know each other and everybody get along. Not all the time. Some people just stick to themselves. So they be in shock to know that their neighbor is literally, involved in criminality. You know, it is what it is.
All of this stemmed from a racially charged tweet, with Hanna claiming he was going to gather a mob and kill thousands of black people.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, they call us savages. They call us animals.
That's what I call you. He's using my talking point. I'm the one who's always calling ninjas, not black people, ninjas. There's a difference between the two. See, if you're white and you don't understand, in the black community, you have civilized black folk. These are people that go to work. They're not involved in no crimes. They just take care of their families. You know, similar to white folk in the white community. You just go to work, do what you got to do, civilized human beings, right? But then you got ninjas, right? I'm using the word ninja to avoid the N word, but ninjas is what we call them. Those are the degenerates. Those are the savages, the ones that don't care about their lives. They don't care about human beings. They don't care about safety. They don't care if you got your babies with you. They'll still pull out guns and start shooting while you're with your wife and kids getting out the car. They don't care. You know what I mean? They think life is a video game. Those are the savages of the black community, right? I don't know what white folk call white folk who are involved in crimes and commit violence. I don't know what white folk call them. Maybe you got to ask a white man what they call them, but I'm pretty sure they got their own special name for them too. Let's go.
But you have never seen a situation where one of our people got beat up at a white establishment, you know, like a biker bar, which I showed y'all demonstrations of that actually happening. But you have never once heard us say that we're going to take out thousands of Caucasian people. See, first and foremost,
I heard black Hebrew Israelites say that white people going into slavery. I heard black people that are a part of the Hebrew Israelite cult say that they are going to put white people in slavery and unalive them when the Messiah come back. So what are you talking about? Do you care to talk about that, sir? Oh, I guess not, right? You don't want to talk about that. Shout out to Azandra for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. It's a very busy today. Very busy today, but stopping by, showing support. Ringo, peace and blessings. Once again, appreciate you sponsoring the show. Azandra again for sponsoring the show. Shout out to Floridine Rollo, Brainwaves in the building. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, let's get back to this content. Let me see what's going on in the chat. All right. I got everybody? Yeah. Wait, hold on. I'm missing somebody. Oh, no, I shouted out Cedric. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, our battle is not against white people.
Listen.
It's against suspected white supremacists.
That's a lie. He don't like white people. That's a lie. He's saying it's not about white people, but it really is. It really is. He don't know who's a white supremacist. He don't know. He just found a random story and decided to run with it because in his mind, he thinks somehow that's going to get me upset. That's not going to get me upset. I don't care. You know what I mean? If they get white criminals off the street, that's great. If they get black criminals off the street, that's great. But when I do content, I don't just focus on white people or black people. I focus on both. That guy has an issue with white men.
All right. Let's make that very, very clear. Our war and battle has never been against white people. It's about suspected white supremacists, like this guy right here.
He's only saying that because he's trying to appease his white viewers so they don't look at him as a racist when really he's a racist, guys. He really is a racist.
Who wants to take out thousands of our people in retaliation.
In retaliation. Man, I tell you, this is crazy. Let me see. Let me take this off the screen because I'm done with this already. Done with this. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the hypocrisy because he want blacks to be alert, alarmed that the white men want to kill off 30,000 blacks because of the Cincinnati situation or whatever the case is. And he want them to be on high alert. All that does is create racial tension. There is no race war, but he wanted it to be a war because that's how he's able to make content. You know what I mean? Just like every minute he tell you the economy gonna fall. If the economy fall, he starves. So it don't make no sense to talk like that or even talk about those issues. But then again, guys, it is what it is. I'll be back later on with more content. I got to pretty much make a run. It is what it is. So, yeah, man. Hope everybody have a blessed day. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Don't be deceived by these content creators that lie all day. Right? Right? Stop letting these influencers turn you into a demon like them. You know what I mean? You have a lot of narcissist content creators that are weird. They got mental problems and they got demons in them. Don't let them influence you to be just as sick as they are. You know what I mean? If you're black, focus on the black issues in the black community. I'm not saying you can't talk about white stories, but if you are ignoring what's going on in the black community and you're trying to make it look like everything that's going on as a problem is white people, white people, white people, and you're not addressing none of our issues, something is wrong with you. Something is definitely wrong with you. So I'm going to get up on out of here, guys. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings. We out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.
Peace.